Why, hello! So today we're going to get started on a MacBook that powered down while typing that is now dead. He was typing and now it's dead. Sounds like a MacBook to me. All right, let's get started on this MacBook. First thing we do to this MacBook is kill its coronavirus. Die, Corona, die! MB is Frenchy. So, in my chat, you always seem to bring up a lot of real estate stuff. What do you think about the concept of looking to purchase a home if you find something in this climate? Like, is it something that, should you try, but you lowball them by like 10 or 15%? Should you not try at all? If you do try, should you just wait a year, because if you do anything now, it's totally ridiculous? Like, what are your thoughts? Because my concern is, let's say someone wants 500K, right? And I say, I'll give you like 400K. And they say, go fuck yourself, and they get really, really offended. Because they haven't met the corona reality yet. And then they're never going to consider me. Whereas if I just wait a year, and then, once your home says, it's been sitting on Zillow for 450 days, then when I lowball you by 20 or 25%, you'll be more open to it. Well, it's not so much the offense, so much as it is they will not want to talk to you ever again if they get too offended, and that's what you want to avoid. The big concern is violations. What do you mean by that? Is there a bigger violation concern now? You need the reason why they are selling. Winter is death or divorce for new listings. Oh shit, that's loud. Don't lowball them, get the broker to do it for you. Yeah, but I'm going to be instructing my broker on how much to lowball. There's going to be a lot of lowballing going on. I'm going to be lowballing more than the broker wants me to lowball, because that's how we do. He says, got a lowball now to plant the seed. Yeah. I'll show you one that I was looking at. I'll show you guys one that I was looking at. Because you guys have seen a lot of the places that I've seen and what shitholes they are. This is one that I was taking a look at. And, they want $739. I was thinking, I'll offer you $600K. If even. I don't know, Robert. Don't really know much about solar panels. This whole concept of doxing is an immature and stupid thing that mostly matters to kids. So, when I grew up, there was this thing called the white pages, and everybody got them. And I could look up your phone number. I could even look up where you lived for many people in the white pages. And I would know exactly where you lived if I knew your name. So you already know my name. You already know what I do. You already know my store address. I mean, you could just look me up in the white pages. The reason that kids are concerned about this is because they don't want people coming to their house and bringing and telling their parents, look at what your son has said on the internet. Everybody wants to avoid that embarrassment of their parents figuring out what they do on the internet. So doxing is mostly a concern of children and teenagers. But once you're an adult and you realize that the white pages has existed for probably longer than you don't really give a fuck about that kind of stupid shit anymore. Rob, I don't have any business in Kentucky. I wish I had. The guy who died and kids got the house is your best reason to lowball, said Mibs Frenchie. MB is Frenchie. Yeah, but how do you know that beforehand? How many customers would I have in Kentucky, though? That's a big... Yeah. Watch out for crazy home HOA fees. Oh, if it's a homeowners association, we're not taking it unless it's free. The house needs to be free if there's a homeowners association. Period. There's no compromising there. No, if there's a homeowners association fee, the house must be free. I don't fix game console, no. The cause of sale is what gives you leverage. I can't predict the low, but we're already seeing people default. So, do you have any advice on how to figure out what the reason is? Because people could easily lie about that. It's interesting. I brought it up in another video, and a bunch of people said that's the least important thing. Why are you selling? But I think it is. But then they brought up that's the easiest thing to lie about. Point taken. So let's see what this MacBook does. So I've unplugged the battery from it. I've unplugged so that I can see how much power the board is taking by itself in this lovely USB amp meter. That it better be available from store.rossframgroup.com. Our inventory person's life depends on it. And it looks like it's getting 19.3 volts. It had a quick jump up to 300 milliamps and is back down to 30. Is this one of those machines that will only turn on if the battery's plugged in? Pick a school system. No, I'm probably going to homeschool my kids. The public school system is an absolute and utter disaster. I went to a public school and it was supposed to be considered a nice neighborhood. No, I want to go to the neighborhood with the least property taxes in the area as possible because I already know, regardless of what the property tax is, the school is going to be shit, so it's not a selling... Schools are not a selling point for me whatsoever. My multimeter is water damaged. My multimeter is water damaged. Is it an option to buy a parcel of land and build your own house? There are no parcels of land where there's no house built in New York City. The people selling places for lots of land. Anybody selling an area... Oh, for fuck's sake, you piece of shit multimeter. Anybody selling an area for a plot of land is usually asking like $800,000 or $600,000, which isn't so insane. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. You might... Is my multimeter seriously liquid damaged? Let's see if it still measures, actually. Alright, it still works as a meter, it's just that fucking beeping is stuck on. PP Bus G3 Hot is there. I have a feeling this is going to already turn on. Let me see if my hunch is right. Looks like my meter stopped bitching. So what would you offer on that house I linked up there, MB? What do you say? Here, I'll put the link in there again for you. What would you offer, MB? Assuming that the inspection shows that it's not a clusterfuck. Is illegal work that needs to be legalized by an architect. That can limit the buyers that don't want to deal with that. Yeah, so I gotta find an inspector that is like a hawk for illegal work then. Someone who's... Yeah, same shit, so... Yeah, that was pretty nice compared to the other crap. Mr. Ponda says realistically 500K. Yeah, see, like, I think if I lowball that much, they're going to tell me to go fuck myself. Actually, is a nice amount of land there. Like, it's a nice amount of space that they got. I'm thinking, like, starting off... Oh, yeah, that's the thing. I've seen that neighborhood. I like that neighborhood. Yeah, I rode through a couple of times. I was thinking of riding down there, actually, today, do a video, but it's kind of late in the day already. It's quiet. Nice scenery. It's expensive, someone says. I know. It's fucking New York City. Everything in this city is fucking ridiculously expensive. Insane bullshit, but... Corona economy. Yeah, that's the thing. They're probably still going to be in the denial phase. Oh, great. Speaking of, someone just stripped all these freaking screws. Thank you very much for doing my job for me. I really appreciate that. You should always expect a no on offers. You can only go up. They will go down. Yeah, it doesn't look like that's a nice neighborhood. Howard Beach is a nice area. That screw does not go there. That's triggering to see that there. The easiest way to open up plots of land to build on. Huh? Didn't that area get affected by a hurricane a few Octobers ago? You know, I think that may be in a flood zone. So, yeah, flood zone. That would be a good way to get the price down. I like your thinking. I started recalling that phrase Lewis wrote, if a mechanics asks you $120 to change oil, you negotiate. If he charges you $1,000, you give him the middle finger. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at here. Like, I want to, because a lot of people have said that I should have negotiated back and forth when it came to some of the spaces I was seeing. If you show me a space for $10,000 that's 2,000 square feet, and it winds up being 1,700 square feet, we can negotiate. If you show me a space that's $10,000 for 1,800 square feet, and you show me 800 square feet, I tell you to suck my dick. You know, it is not really... You have to be somewhat reasonable in a negotiation. But also, you can't be reasonable if the other party is not being reasonable. If it's in line with market, it would be around 650K. If absolute lowball and pre-qualified. Yeah, I already got myself pre-qualified to all this before I started doing all this shit. I met with a broker that said that you should get pre-qualified for a house that's a few $100,000 more than the max you're looking to spend, so that when you go back to your bank for the actual mortgage, you're more likely to get it for whatever it is you want. So, you know, if you don't want to spend more than $400K and you get pre-qualified for $800K, and then you find a house that's 388K, and then when you go back to your bank, it's probably going to be smoother. When they see, oh, he's pre-qualified for 8, he's asking only for 388. All right. Because essentially the way he explained it is you want to go through the hell in the beginning, not the end. And it also is good if you find the place. You can say, oh, by the way, my client is pre-qualified, or so they are able to pay. I mean, they'll be able to pay you. There's not going to be this large back and forth and waste of time that ends with you not getting your money. For a bank to actually do a sale could take 6 months to a year, says Mib Frenchie. What do you mean? That broker actually sucked. I wound up finding a new one. That broker was crap. But that was the one good piece of advice that he gave me. What are you comfortable with actually paying? What's your max? Well, here's the way that works with a house. So with the house, I am willing, as long as the property tax in the area is low, I don't mind if it's more expensive because you sell the house later. So the house is kind of a store of value in a sense. Whereas if it's with property tax, I'm very sensitive to that because I don't want to piss the money away. So this place has a very low property tax, like it's below $8,000 a year. So at least by New York standards, it's pretty low. So it is kind of a store of value. So even though, yes, it's not as nice as the houses that cost hundreds of thousands of dollars less in other areas of the country, but if you wanted to move to another area of the country, you sell this house, and you know you wait a year or so, and then you move. Whereas with but if your property tax is $20,000 or $24,000 or $25,000 a year, that's not really a store of value. You're literally just paying money to piss money for the right of pissing money away. So I'm open. I would be open to something in the 700s range, but to be clear, I'm not going to live in a shithole for that. Like, I'm not looking for a mansion, but it's got to be some. I'm not living in a shithole. And so this place actually looks kind of nice, but again, you're only seeing what they want you to see from the angle they want you to see it. That's why it's important to actually show up and take a look at it. I didn't look at the castle. No, I'm not. I've fucked that neighborhood. Fuck all of Nassau County and their property taxes. They're insane, and I want nothing to do with them. There's no way in hell I'm giving you $11,000 to $21,000 a year in rent after buying a house. Fuck you. It's just not. It makes no sense whatsoever. Because that's the thing you have to understand. A high home value, as long as people still want to live there to some extent, is okay because you can sell it later. But property taxes, that's money that you have pissed away into a urinal. And don't keep pointing out to me, like fire and police, fire and police, fire and police. Somehow they managed to have fucking police and firemen in neighborhoods where your property tax is $200 a month, so I don't want to hear that shit. People say, but Lewis, you need to spend $20,000 a year in property tax. How do you expect the firemen and yeah, because the only communities in America that have police and firemen are places where you pay $2,000 a month in property tax. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. It's ridiculous. I reject that argument in its entirety. It is ridiculous. All right, this board is filled with dust, and I don't feel like walking all the way to the other side of the store where I have the compressed air thing. I kind of should, because I think I can fix this board with compressed air. Let's see if that works. Be right back. This is a trick. Did I tell you that Paul actually fixed the hose in the air compressor? Air compressor. You being helped? No, I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll come back. When you guys close? I know you guys just opened, so when you guys like close on a normal day?
8 o'clock on the weekday, 4 p.m. on the weekend. All right. Where's my air compressor? Where's my air compressor? Okay, time to deafen my audience. Let's see how many people are too dumb to mute after I tell them that's going to be something loud. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't blame me if you're deaf, you're an idiot. Okay. Wonder what's under this shield over here. It's fine. The roof is my concern, foundation, then heat, followed by mold, lack of insulation. Roof, foundation, heat, mold, lack insulation. Alright, so I need to add some notes here. The house has a lot of remodel upgrades. Check to see if permits were pulled to see if they tried to do it right. Could be a Eugene upgrade. House has a lot of remodel upgrades. Shit, I want to copy and paste that, but I can't copy and paste from the screen. Fuck, fuckity fuck. Heh. Oh wait, never mind. I can copy and paste because that was a super chat, not a Streamlabs. All right, I'm putting all the shit that I can use to lowball right here. Yeah, lowball, lowball. Steve is rickrolling people. What do you think of ARM change to Apple? I don't give a flying fuck. Don't care. Well, I have no reason to care. Okay. No one cares. I don't care. I have no reason to care. No one has told me why I should possibly care. Apple switching to ARM is completely who cares. No one cares. I don't care. Do you care? You probably shouldn't care. I don't care. If I don't care, you probably shouldn't care either. Let's face it, the only... Alright, let's take a look over this board. What I consider Suffolk County. I'd have to Google that and see where it is. Let's see, where is Suffolk County? Suffolk County is... Oh, that's crazy. No, I can't do that. That's like 2 hours. No, that's 2 hour commute. No, I can't do that. That's 2 hour commute. Plus, your property tax is still crazy. Like, I can't fuck with 2.2% property tax. That's insane. That's insane. There's no, no, I can't do that. I'm sorry. No 2.2%. It's far away, but it's not just the far away part. It's like yeah. No 2.2% property tax. That's crazy. That's crazy. Ooh, I think I spotted something here. What is that? I see corrosion. What's this thing? What do you do? I pay over 3% property tax, camera tool. I'm sorry to hear that. It's fucking crazy. Good evening. How's it going? It's going all right. Just fixing the boards, same as always. Okay, so on my board view software, this chip that looks all corrody, is U4200, also known as berkelium. Berkelium, a special alloy created by Apple. It creates a few power rails. PP1V8 sleep. What do these go to, though? That's a good question. PP1V1 sleep. PP0V8 sleep. PP1V8 always. PP0V6 sleep. PP3VO awake. Reading on this is making me sleepy. I need some PPs. PP1V1 sleep. What do all these things go to? What the fuck do all these things go to? This goes to random components on the other side of the board. These power rails look like they just go to components and then to themselves. I don't... Okay, T208. What the... T208 is probably some touch bar shit or something. Yeah, this... T208 support. Okay. Display. Yeah, it's going to be for the touch bar, I think. So there's corrosion by the thingy for the touch bar thingy. And right above it, it looks like you may have a... Please tell me that's not NAND. Is that NAND? My God, that would be awful if that's NAND. That is DDR. Camera... Oh, that's a camera memory chip. Oh, that's the spy on you chip. Oh, we don't need that. We need some fucking camera spying on me chip. Yeah, fuck that. Okay, so let's give this area a minor reflow. I don't need no camera spy on me chip. Are you still looking in Malvern? No way in hell. Oh, fuck Malvern. Their property tax can go eat my... What? Hiss. Why does my microscope camera look like that? Oh, there we go. It's not corroded, it's coronad. Hiss! Malvern is not a nice enough area to be worth paying $20,000 a year in taxes. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna leave all those nice taxes for MB as Frenchie. Hiss. Now that little capacitor, that didn't look very nice. That's PP3V3S4 to ground. Kind of curious if our PP3V3S4 is shorted to ground. One way to find out. See, this is the problem here. Wait, no. Huh? I don't know if Erica likes it because she hasn't seen it yet. But I linked it in chat above a few times, Kurt. I'm unfortunately not able to link it again since I'm trying to figure out if this power rail is shorted to ground. Someone should have it in chat. Alright, so is it this cap that's bad that's doing that? Can I knock that cap off? Yeah, I'll find the link for you. I was looking at this one. Mibis Frenchie is giving me advice on how to lowball. Thank you, Rob Brown. Thank you very much, Mr. Brown. It's very rare that you come across a Brown recently that is... Charlie Brown. In Maine, you had the other Rob Brown. I feel so bad. But it's rare these days that you come across a Brown that's... It's a solid Brown. I used an apple as a skeet. It was a glorious confetti substitute. What? Okay, let's get this out of here. Okay, so it looks like that cap was the cause of my short on PP3V3S4. As you can see from the schematic and board view, that cap that originally looked nasty is C4204. That is on PP3V3S4, system on chip PMU. So this is power management, blah, blah, blah. For long story short, this powers the touch bar chip. And this was the chip that makes all these teeny tiny rails like 1.1, 0.8, 0.6, 1.8. That's a lot of random rails, and it needs its 3.3 volts. And now that that is done, now that that short is gone and been relieved, when I plug this in, I should now be able to see that it's taking 500 milliamps to an amp because it's turning on and working again. Let's see if that's the case. Turn on, little MacBook. I said, turn on, little MacBook. I said, turn on, MacBook. There we go. 1.356 amps. So we have indeed fixed our problem. We had a short on that rail. Before I actually went around measuring for shorts, I decided to look at the board with my eyes because it had a lot of nasty dust, and it did turn out that I was able to solve this using eyes. Now, technically, I could have solved this using schematic and everything from the beginning, but what I would have had to do is I would have had to go through every single rail and measure for a short to ground, then inject voltage, and then see what gets hot. But sometimes you can just kind of shortcut that process this way. And it's a fine way to do it. You know, your eyes are a terrible thing to go to waste. So I'm going to replace that cap, even though that cap really doesn't matter, because OCD. Nobody will ever care if that cap is not there. No one will cry for that capacitor. No one will give a shit. But I will replace it because it'll bother me. It'll keep me up at night knowing it's not there. Nope, those were no stuff pads, Beard of Joy. No stuff pads, nothing there. To be nice, I'm going to try to avoid just overheating this area because there is a nice little underfilled camera memory chip above it. You can also see that the label on the chip is actually coming off. Yeah, I'll show you. Ready? That's really going to trigger my OCD, but what are you going to do? Oh well. Any of you know where I can buy a random Apple system on a chip that's proprietary? Good luck with that. It's just a label. No, it is what it is. What are you going to do? So this machine is going to get ultrasonically cleaned. After it's ultrasonically cleaned, it will be reassembled. After it's been reassembled, it will be tested. After it has been tested, it will be smashed with a sledgehammer numerous times. After it has been slashed with a sledgehammer numerous times, it will be delivered back to the customer after they've paid their invoice. That's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye now.